Music is one of the main attractions of the internet these days. But what sites are top of the pops for music teachers? We went to Cooper's Technology College in Kent, and the staff there composed a top 10 of their favourites. Just making it into our chart is the aptly named Music Teacher Resource site.
It's a very good site for music teachers in particular, rather than students or instrumental tutors, for music teachers themselves to go onto for classroom resources. They range from MIDI files to learning resources to worksheets to ideas even for a school band performance.
It's really easy to find things on the website. It's very clearly labelled. You can say to a friend, there's a scheme of work on the pentatonic scale on the MTRS website, and they can just go straight there. It doesn't cost that much, it's quite cheap. I think it's about £60 a year, which is very, very good. And once you're in there, you've got unlimited downloads. You can get whatever you want from the site. These
are tried and tested resources that are then used in the classroom all over the country without a doubt. Very good website.
Our list has useful sites for students in the mix too. Music at School is number 9.
Music at School is a website which is broken down into 2 main sections, one section being for students, the other being for teachers. The two are links together, so you can refer to things on the teacher's site, and they also are there evident in the student section of the site.
It's particularly useful for Key Stage 3 students to go on there and consolidate their knowledge. There's also a range of resources and information that they can print out that's relevant to the kind of topics that they would learn in years 7, 8 and 9. There are lots of interactive games and quizzes on the website, and our students like going on there to just experiment with those games, test their knowledge. There's even been a game on there in the past called Fling Your Teacher, in which if you get enough answers right, you get to fling the teacher across the classroom. Goes down well, that one.
Please report incidents of teacher flinging to the relevant authorities. Next comes the deep shelves of music notes.
It saves you time in going to music shops, in trying to find things out there which are really, sometimes you just can't get hold of. It also saves you time and money in having to buy compilation books and having to spend a huge budget of the music department's funds.
It's very easy to navigate. If you go into the main screen, you can look up the surnames of the artists or the composers or the name, the title of the song. Very easy to do a search. And then once you've done that, you're able to view the scores before you decide whether or not to go ahead and buy them or download them.
I've found it really handy to use with my A-level music tech students, in that they have to record a modern piece or a piece of contemporary or jazz music, and if they're after a piece by a certain band, instead of buying the whole transcription of the album, they can go onto the website and buy the one piece that they like.
Keeping up with all the subgenres that make up modern music isn't easy, but our teachers selected a useful guide at number 7.
All Music Guide has been fantastic for me this year in delivering the music technology A-level here. It breaks down popular music by genre and by age and decade in which it was in. It's really easy to go in and just get a page full of notes on a specific genre within rock or within jazz or within classical music.
You can literally sort out your thrash metal from your crash metal, from your whatever type of heavy metal. If you actually do a search for rock music on this site, it will actually list over 100 different types of rock music. I think it's always better to be well informed, and this is a place where you can get very good, reliable information.
A subscription site appears at number 6. It's an educational resource that's as much a site for ears as eyes. HoffNote.
It's fantastic because no other site has capitalised on the idea that on a website you can have audio links and have interactive exercises specifically for training the ear for oral exercises in music.
Usually with my pupils, if I mention the word oral, what I get is an enormous groan because they're scared to death of it half the time. I think this site helps to calm and release some of their fears and helps them to really grasp, using reachable goals, the next level up in oral for them.
You can actually monitor your students and how they're doing. You can check how many times they've logged on, what exercises they've completed, and it also gives students an instant score back, and teachers can go in and then see that score as well. It's great for setting for homework or for independent study.
We're halfway through our top 10 websites for music teachers now. Pitching up at number 5 is a useful introduction to classical music from those folk at Naxos.
Classical music can be very stuffy and very inaccessible for an adult, never mind a 12, 13, 14-year-old. I think Naxos, almost coincidentally, through some of its education bits, helps to take that stuffiness away.
I don't know many young people who would like to go out there and spend hundreds and hundreds of pounds on buying classical music CDs, but they do like going online, listening to just a percentage of the track, getting the general idea and just testing themselves on, yes, this belongs to the Renaissance period, this belongs to the Baroque period, and so forth.
If you actually subscribe to the website, then you can get unlimited listening. But for revision, sometimes you don't even need to hear the whole work. You can just listen to the short segments, so the 25% of the track is absolutely amazing.
A more practical website was chosen at number 4. It's as easy as ABC Music.
ABC Music Notes is amazing because it goes from GCSE through to A2, and it breaks it down very, very clearly into different sections.
You're able to get a lot of very good information for free, which is always good. But then also, if you like what you see, you can try some of their other services, and you can also order things like listening and question packs as a student. So it's actually good for teachers and students.
There's very in-depth notes for recording, mastering a track, and post-production and mixing down, which is a huge part of the A2 Edexcel Music Technology syllabus. The notes on there have been invaluable in the way to how to go about it, how to start recording, how to start mix down, and it breaks it down into easy sections within a worksheet. You can look at it electronically online, or you can print it off. It's really, really good.
In third position on our list is Sheet Music Direct, another excellent depository of, well, sheet music.
Sheet Music Direct, I think, is a fantastic website. It's completely changed the way that I get hold of my resources for my lessons. As you go on there, it's very easy to do a search. Once you've done the search and you found the person you want, you can view the music as it looks. You can listen to it play the music back for you, so you can even hear how it sounds. You can transpose the music. If it's in a difficult key and you don't like it in that key, you can put it into an easier key. I love that feature about it. It's so flexible. You tell me where there's a music shop where you can go in and say, I want that piece, but should you find it in amongst the hundreds of pieces of music you've got, I also want it in this key and written for these instruments. Doesn't matter what piece you're looking for, you can put the search in. It's either got it or it hasn't got it. If it's got it, it's going to cost you no more than £2.50 to download. So for me, it's great. And you know, if sheet music hasn't got it, you go down the list a little bit and you come to music notes and we go for that one instead.
Our teachers chose BBC Blast at number 2 for the range and quality of its resources, and because it's a blast.
BBC websites have been so good this year. They've been invaluable in so many different ways, right through from Key Stage 3 through to Key Stage 5. We've used the Blast section, which is careers and future study guidance, a lot with the A-level students that are looking to go on to university, not quite sure what area of music or music production they want to go in. They can go in there, they can type up questions which are answered, invaluable resource and information on the site as well.
The how-to site gives you really useful information. For example, only last night I was looking up about what you should do in an audition, even down to things like what you should wear, what you should say, what to do if you wake up on the morning of your audition with a stinking cold. Things like that. These are the sort of ground rules things that you need to know.
Another one of their websites which I really, really want to congratulate the BBC for is the CBBC website. The part of the website that we actually direct them to is a mixers section, which allows students to put together their own loops of drum parts and bass parts and different riffs. There's a Fatboy Slim one, there's even a Celtic remix one where you can do things with bagpipe sounds. It's fantastic.
We set this work 6 weeks ago and kids are still coming in. I've done a new one, sir. I've done a new one, sir. So it's been so good in getting children to carry on with the study that they've been doing.
Big thumbs up to CBBC. I'd love to see what more you come up with.
Before we find out what the staff of Cooper's Technology College chose as their #1 website for music teachers, let's remind ourselves of 10 down to 2. At 10, the Music Teachers Resource Site. At 9, Music at School. At 8, Music Notes. At 7, All Music Guide. At 6, Hoff Note. At 5, Naxos. At 4, ABC Music Notes. At 3, Sheet Music Direct. At 2, BBC Blast. So what could be #1? Surely the argument was long and hard.
There was no dispute at all. All three of us in the department have been using it this year, and I mean, if we just had to say right from the start, I think that's going to be our #1.
What the Music Land does fantastically is it actually gives you notes that you can print out that are specific to individual pieces of music. And there are sites for teachers, sites for students on there. Students submit their own essays and have feedback from other people on there, although I wouldn't want too many students reading too many of the essays and then using them. But it's just fantastic for high quality, high level, in-depth notes, especially specific to music A level. There's equally as good standard of free downloadable resources as you would get on the subscription site. And if you do subscribe, you get a whole heap of other good top quality resources available as well.
It's just huge. It's got everything that a music teacher could want and dream of on there. There's also a student section, again, that's linked to the teachers section of the site, which work alongside each other. So you can use the two in class and outside of classroom.
Well, thankfully, it seems they were all in harmony. You'll find all the websites featured in this programme and more at our website at teachers.tv. Happy clicking.